There are times where my life tells a story that's a broken one. There are times where my life tells stories of insecurity. There are times where my life tells a story of jealousy. There are times and moments in my life where my story tells stories of anger. And when I look at myself, I see that I'm broken. And I need more than just a super glue fix. I need more than that. I can't just patch it up. I need a completely new door. I need to be changed. And if you're honest with yourselves, I would say that you've probably noticed times in your life where you've lived out in broken ways. There are moments where your story is that of a broken one, where maybe you're at work and you're jealous of a coworker, and so what you do is you talk bad about him to kind of bring him down a notch. That's a sign that your story is broken. Or maybe you've done something that you regret to get something or someone that you wanted. That's a sign that you're telling a broken story. Maybe you find yourself prone to arguing with your husband and wife or boyfriend or girlfriend, and you catch yourself more likely to argue and fight than to offer grace and forgiveness. All of these are moments and signs that we're telling a story that's broken. But even if you can't see the brokenness in yourself, I'm sure we could all point to it and say that we can tell that the world that we live in is broken. We see brokenness all the time, where people will hate other people because of just the country they were born in, or the weak will take, or the rich will take advantage of the poor, or the strong will take advantage of the weak. Or we'll see families that grow, or children that grow without fathers, and husbands and wives that have marriages that end badly. All of us have been touched by moments of brokenness. The world we live in is broken and is filled with broken stories, and the stories that we tell often have moments of brokenness. So is there hope? Is it just like, man, this is really depressing. I came to church to get my spirits lifted, and he's saying everything's broken. What's going on here? Is there hope? We see the brokenness in us and around us, and we might wonder, is there any hope for us today? But what's exciting is that we are not the only ones who see the brokenness in ourselves and in others and in the world. We have a God who sees. We have a God who cares. We have a God who knows. And we have a God who plans to come and rescue us out of our broken lives, and to help us tell lives and live lives that tell stories that are not broken anymore, but stories that are full of restoration and grace. Often what we think of the story of Jesus is the gospel message, the story that the whole Bible hinges on. It's the story where Jesus comes down and he does the deed on the cross so that we can go to heaven, and then he gives us the rule book, and we take the pages of the book and we just begin to fix ourselves. But the gospel message of Jesus Christ is not a story of Jesus giving us the answers to fix ourselves. The gospel message of Jesus Christ, thank you very much, is the story that we cannot fix ourselves. We were in such need of hope that God himself left heaven, came to earth, lived a perfect, sinless life for us. He lived the life that we couldn't live. The whole point of the gospel is that we couldn't do it on our own, that we needed someone else, that we couldn't fix our mess. We needed someone else. So Jesus, in his grace and his love, came down for us. He entered the mess of our stories. He was among us, and he even suffered the punishment that our messy stories deserved. And so when we think, how do we know that God is with me? How do I know that God is there for me? How do I know that God will heal the brokenness in me? And how do I know, and how can I have faith and trust that he'll be with me as I go to try to bring restoration to the rest of the world? All of those answers are back on the cross. We have a God that loved us enough to suffer and die for us. That God who was there for us on the cross is with us today. And that is where we find hope to tell new stories. Stories that aren't broken, but stories that bring restoration and healing to the world.